Hey, what's going on, Felicity?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Not much. Welcome back to another round of the What If You Project podcast. And we're coming live to you from the great state of Florida on a Monday. What a better place to be than Florida on a Monday.
90 degrees here.
Yeah, it's a little too hot. So, if you remember watching our podcast last week, what you'll notice is we bring out what ifs to you, to the people, where you can explore maybe adding things to your life or changing things in your life that maybe just didn't pop up into your head right away. And by watching this, maybe you'll get to hear some fun things. And maybe we get to hear some things from you if you send us some feedback in, right?
No hate.
No hate. Nope. So, what's the what ifs that we are looking at this week?
What if you changed your eating habits? And which will follow into what if you fasted?
Yeah. So Felicity's going to cover changing eating habits.
And a little bit into fasting, but yeah.
And a little bit into fasting. And I'm going to cover a small amount into the fasting process as I learn a little bit about it and try to bring to you what I've noticed and what I've heard. So don't forget, we have our 3 What If You Project podcast rules. Number 1 is
Treat everyone with respect, but don't let anyone walk all over you.
never, in treating anyone with respect, never let them turn around and walk all over you. Don't let anyone get confused that just because you are a kind person, that they get to turn around and be disrespectful to you. Put a stop to it immediately. And if you're just noticing it, cut it out. 2, 90% of the world is undateable, unmanageable, unhireable. If you ever watched Seinfeld, it's kind of something from that show that I have expounded upon. And the reason for that is...
What? That everybody's undateable?
Yeah, why is 90% of the world not for you?
Because you're all in different places
No doubt.
in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be like everybody. You choose what you want to be like and surround yourself with those people.
Yep.
And the 3rd rule is...
If you're going to show up, you might as well try.
I love it. If you're going to be here, do a good job at least, right? Otherwise, why even be there?
Right.
Like, just be real. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. Because if you do, well, then show that you do. All right. So, let's talk a little bit about the what if of changing your diet and for you, maybe what that looks like specifically, and then how you're going about it.
Okay, well, it kind of starts where you see that you want to change, and I know there's probably a lot of people out there who want to change, and in the world that we live in, all of us want to lose weight because, like, well, first of all, because I don't know. Anyway, that's fact. Anyway, so
It is established fact.
Yeah,
I would say so. Like, it's not in a book anywhere, but you could
That
probably poll
everybody
every
wants
single
to-
person and almost every
they
single
want
person.
to lose weight.
Right, right.
Lose weight or gain weight, kind of really anything. No one's.
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't think there's not very few, you know. But anyway, it starts where you find that you want to lose weight or something,
Or change something, yeah.
change,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to start changing your eating habits. So next time you go to the store, you don't restock on the bad foods. You restock or additionize. That should be a word. Additionize.
Additionize?
That should be a word.
Huh.
Additionize
We
good
try
food
it.
into that.
Right.
So yeah, and where that's going kind of with me is it's a little difficult because you still want the chips, the Oreos, the Nerds gummy clusters. Anyway,
Not to get too specific or anything.
not to get too specific. And the apple juice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna go there, but anyway, guess you can't have all that. But if you want to do that, you might want to try. You can ease into it, or you can go strict into it if you trust that you can do that. And yeah, that's kind of where that's going.
What do you think the best first step that you could take is? So you've decided, hey, this is what I'd like to do, and I've kind of learned how to get there. What should I start with? Should I just go right to the store?
No. Try to set an actual, because I know it's hard to actually have like a good eating habit. So you can start with actually setting a breakfast time, an actual lunch time, an actual dinner time, instead of just waking up maybe at 11 and then being like, okay, breakfast now. And then when it's like 2 o'clock, then you're like, oh, it's around lunchtime-ish, 4-ish, kind of lunchtime-ish, and then it gets to dinner, which is 5 or 6, and then your dinner. Like you will set those times. So it should be 7 o'clock should be your breakfast, 3 o'clock should be your lunch, and like 7 should be your dinner. So it gives you that space, but you also make an actual good breakfast. So whatever you have in your house should be good. And if you just have like, there's eggs, make yourself some eggs, and just start very slow. And then over time you can start making cool, good meals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that if it's new to you, or even if it's not so new to you, you may not even know exactly which foods are great choices. And especially if you're not someone that shops often, then you don't see all the different options that are in the store.
Oh,
so maybe you take the time to identify through research or talking to some people around you that you think know enough about this and you trust them. Get a bunch of ideas, even from a bunch of different people, a list kind of what are good foods that are high in protein, what foods did they experience being tasty, what foods were healthy for them in their journeys or what they've learned over through the years,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to expand your mind a little bit.
So yeah, research was like the first step you should take. I didn't think about that.
Well, it made it easy, right, for you to at least get to what foods would you like to have around
mm-hmm.
versus what foods do you not want to have around.
Yeah, research was the first thing I did. I just didn't think about it. But yeah, research was the first thing you should probably do, and then you start changing it up.
And you can start to get a few of those things in the house. And I think that what you said, though, about having times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, huge. So whatever you do, if you're going to do 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, 6 meals a day, whatever you land on, the body goes through rhythms that are huge when it comes to habit. So if you eat breakfast at 7 a.m. one day and then you don't wake up till 3 o'clock the next day, you won't even be able to count on what your body's going to feel. Right? You passed right by the hunger feeling at 7 a.m. while you were sleeping because you were up till midnight or whatever it may be. And no one wants to hear that. But it is very important. Your body needs to follow some sort of schedule. Mm-hmm. And your gut is hugely important into the rest of your body. I think more than most people even realize. Mood, all of that. And so when you throw off those rhythms, you throw off your entire metabolic system, you throw off your mood, you throw off the next day and how you're gonna be able to fall asleep. So it's huge. It was a great point you said about setting those times and doing your utmost best to stick to it. And even if you miss it by an hour, I mean, that's not the end of the world, but if you're gonna be sleeping 5 extra hours, 6 extra hours, you can almost just kind of give up because you basically gave up and screwed your whole system up. Unless you can get up and stick to as close as you can. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to try. If you're going to show up, you might as well try. Mm-hmm. No doubt. So what are some of the foods that, like what kind of food groups have you gone to? High in this, low in that? And then once you've established what those kinds were, what are some of the ideas that you started with?
Well, based on my diet, I eat a normal amount, but like also not. So it's like, it's mainly just chicken, turkey, which is meat. So that's my food group.
So you're looking for like high in fat, high in protein, low in fat?
Are you asking what I'm looking for? Or you asked me what I was doing right now.
Yeah, like what after you researched, what kind of foods were you going towards?
Oh,
what were they high in, low in? Did they fit into a certain category?
In my brain, it was more protein because I'm wanting to hit the gym and grow muscle. Okay. So if we have protein, then it'll help you grow your muscle.
Makes sense.
So that's where I'm at. It's to go for more protein.
And kind of keep it somewhat low carbs, at least healthy carbs, right?
Yeah, and kind of low calorie.
Okay.
Too, so. Okay. And not so much, less sugar.
I like it. So what? Give people 5 things that you've been eating, going for in that diet.
Okay, chicken.
Kind of chicken, like chicken strips, covered in breading or chicken legs or chicken breasts?
I'm pretty sure chicken breast, right? Chicken breast.
Yep.
That's what those are. Yeah.
Mhm.
So chicken breast, and then you just like. He usually does. I don't do it. He like you cut it into the pieces you want, and then usually like these size. But then I put kickin' chicken seasoning on it. He does too, and we just sprinkle that on, and then we air fry it for 12 minutes.
Nice.
And it comes out perfect, and it's beautiful. And then also rice next to that, chicken and rice. It's usually what I have for dinner. It's pretty good. With maypoi. Say maypoi. It's really easy for me to say maypoi. I don't like maypoi. I feel like I'm stuffing my nose when I do maypoi. Anyway, maypoi.
A little bit of like sweet Asian zing type sauce, right?
Beautiful.
Which you gotta be careful with because it is full of sugar, so just a little bit just for flavor. You go crazy on it, it's like dousing your salad in salad dressing.
Go crazy on it. It's beautiful. Actually, now
you do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of this. You just get to deal with the outcomes.
Yeah.
But you do whatever you want. Yeah. I didn't tell you to do this. You're the one that asked for the information. And you said we got to bring it to the people because you were like, hey, there could be other young ladies out there that need to know this because I didn't know this. And then you wanted to tell them.
I know, but I also don't like the truth, so.
Oh, at least you're honest about that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. No one likes to always focus on that. At least not right away.
Okay, so we can go on to fasting.
So fasting. So this is like completely new to me, and maybe you know more than I do, but we were just talking about this because I had recently been kind of looking into this, and my sister actually told me about this over the past at least year, once or twice. And so it's been in the back of my mind, and I thought to myself, yesterday morning was the time to start. So I started yesterday morning, went all day Sunday, went into today, and I thought, I'm probably gonna have to eat while I'm at work because I work a pretty physical job most of the time, and it is hot out, and I thought, man, I'll have to cave. But I was feeling so good, so energetic after not eating for over 24 hours. And then I spent some time really listening to some podcasts, some doctors really talk about the benefits of it. And that helped me through, and drinking water when I would get those real big hunger pains. And I was able to just keep going. There were challenging times I wanted to maybe go over and eat it, but I was still actually more excited about
Keep
going a few more hours because I was so impressed that I did it. So I'm not telling you that you should go out and fast. To anyone listening to this, you should do some research for yourself first. This is just the what if, and then spend some time in other places looking into from other experts that would help you and maybe your own doctor. But what I would say is if you are in good shape, if you're a halfway healthy human being and you can start to try towards it, learn about it a little bit deeper, it would be totally well worth it because it was like, I personally always wondered why I was someone that had to skip breakfast. Ever since I was in high school, all through my younger working years, I would skip breakfast and I would feel like $1,000,000 as far as energy goes. I would go. I mean, mental acuity, physical, just total energy. And then I would get hungry, and I thought I had to give in to that hunger. And especially being younger, you get really hungry. But the moment I would eat, let's say I made it to noon, 1 o'clock, I would crash. I would lose all mental interest in the tasks that I had, and I'd have to drag my butt through it as if I didn't even want to be there. And I'd go, gosh, what is wrong with me? And I kind of somehow knew it was always somehow internal, like chemical or something. But I thought, well, that's weird. Isn't food supposed to give you energy? I thought I was completely backwards. And so as I kept getting more and more energy over the last day and a half, I thought, you know what? There's something to this that has taken me almost 40 years to realize that actually this can be beneficial. And so I think I'm going to fall in somewhere around doing some fasts that'll be around 3 days from time to time. But most of the time I'm going to be narrowing my window down of eating to 6 to 8 hours. So I won't eat past 7, maybe start eating around 11 or noon and see how that goes for me. I really think that the tighter windows that I can make it, the better off I'm going to feel. And so it was just really fun for me personally to find that out, to see what it actually feels like to do that, because it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have another thing saying with how you feel like you crash right after eating. That's a gut health thing. I know that if you can try, if it could just be I don't know my stuff because I'm not like a physician. Is that what they're called?
Okay.
Physician, something like that.
A doctor, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And where I do hear that if you can detox, some things like that, and make your gut health or just eat better, and you eat good, so it's probably just your own personality that does that. And anyway, yeah. And with that fasting, it is very good, but yeah, definitely don't watch this video. We're not telling you, like, that's a hazard. Don't watch this video and then just stop eating, because don't do that.
Don't do that at all.
Really look into that, because there are other things. It's not a really good thing to do. And just be careful with all that. And because also if you're a teenager, young adult, look into that. If you're seeing this and wanting to start losing weight, like, because some people like to fast because they want to lose weight too, and that is just not eating. But you want to be careful with that, where you just don't want to end eating altogether. But yeah, look into that. See what kind of fasting window is good for your age, because that can cause very serious health problems. So just do that. And because I myself has tried to do fasting, and I don't know. I wasn't really doing much to like have a better energy. I don't know if I have the say to really talk about this, because my brain has never really put it as fasting. So I don't really know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's okay. So a couple other things is some of the other doctors out there, they talk about the healing benefits that it has from if you do 7-day fasts, your chances for cancer drop significantly. You give your body chances to recover on its own, as if we have our own built-in healing mechanisms. So there's a lot of things that are even further down the road than I have only stuck my toes into, basically. But all really interesting, all pretty exciting to hear about. And they even say that when you break your fast, the way your body processes that food that you just ate changes completely, because you're not dumping it on top of other crap. Your insulin levels are low. You've gone through a lot of your stores of energy, certain specific types of energy that we have. And again, other people could speak to it much, much deeper. And maybe one day I'll bring that to you. But if I could just right now show you the what if, and you could go read about it and find something that works for you. If you know you're one of those people that has always skipped breakfast, and then you feel you crash the minute you eat, maybe you fall into the same category as I do, go take a deeper look into it. And then if you don't mind, if that was helpful and this does lead to something, please send me an email and tell me your experience, because maybe I could pull something out of it that you went through, have gone through, or are gonna go through. So I appreciate that. Yep. So we have removed the current topic from this show. We'll be putting it into another show where it'll just be specifically about current topics in the world. We're going to keep this just to the what ifs, but we are going to throw in a fun fact if we have one. We got one for the day here?
I don't know, do we?
We don't have a fun fact, except Jim and Felicity are bringing you the What If You podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all we got. We'll try to come up with some funnier ones than that.
This is Monday, right?
It is Monday.
Okay.
We hope you have a great week. We hope you learned a thing or two. And if you didn't learn a thing or two, at least we got you thinking about what if, and spend some time looking into those things that you'd like to change, improve upon, or try out in life. And thanks again.
All right. Bye. Have a good
Bye,
day.
guys. See ya.